So, lads, Angel Reese has been killing it. She's been killing it. And I'm not going to lie, like, she's been really good. But the usual has happened. The usual has now happened. She's killing it. And she goes a little bit too far. Writing checks that she now has to cash. She now has to cash these checks. Because she is essentially as good as said in the public that she's better than Caitlin Clark.
Reese just lit a match and tossed it straight into the WNBA spotlight. Because what she said? Whew! She didn't just come for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. She threw the entire rookie class into the fire. No sugarcoating, no filters, just raw, uncut smoke. Fans are spiraling, timelines are melting, and the league's drama meter just hit DEFCON 1. Is this bold leadership or a one-woman wrecking crew? Either way, Angel's not backing down. She's calling names, making noise, and leaving scorched earth in her wake. Oh yeah, it's messy. Let's unpack the chaos.
I see you, Angel Reese. Uncle KC sees you. I see that false bravado. I see you all excited. We've won 2 consecutive games. My pretend friends in the media are telling me that we're on something called a winning streak. My team is hot, hot, hot. Woohoo! Yes, yes, yes. The rumors are indeed true. For the second time this season, the Chicago Bravado have managed to win back-to-back games. Now,
ooh, but we're the ones giving her too much attention? That's hilarious. Because when someone climbs up on a rooftop, bedazzled in glitter, grabs a megaphone and shouts pure chaos into an already drama-filled league, what do you expect? Silence? No chance. You talk about it, you break it down, you shake your head, roll your eyes, and then talk about it some more. That's what happens when you choose to be the main character. You don't get to spark a fire and then act shocked when everyone notices the smoke.
In the game, Angel Reese played a great game. Angel Reese had 19 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. And she was able to give an interview after the game and made a very interesting comment, and in pure old Angel Reese fashion, talked smack after the game.
And here's the kicker. The very folks claiming we're giving her too much attention are the same ones glued to their timelines, refreshing every 5 seconds to catch Angel's next cryptic tweet, shady press conference glance, or spicy Instagram caption. Let's not pretend you've moved on while still rocking that Team Reese hoodie like it's a sacred relic. You're not over it. You're obsessed. And honestly, that's fine. Just don't act like you're above the drama when you live for the smoke.
It is something that, you know, we need to talk about it. It needs to be talked about because you've now got Angel Reese coming out and saying this.
And this is just a great win in front of our home crowd.
Camila Cardoso returns to the starting lineup. You both finished with double-doubles. She ends up with an incredible block on Courtney Williams to end the game as well. What are some things that you saw in her in that tandem that you guys had today?
Somebody said we wasn't the best young core in the league. I think we're the best young core in the league, for sure. Hands down, the skyscrapers, we do it every single night. So I'm really proud of everybody.
We're hands down the best young core in the league.
If you're enjoying, please leave a like and subscribe our channel. But sure, let's pretend we're the problem, that it's not the constant shade, the smug side eyes, or the tension that crackles every time Caitlin Clark's name comes up without a disclaimer. Let's act like Angel Reese is just innocently minding her business while the world unjustly pulls her into the spotlight. Meanwhile, she's standing there with a gas can in one hand and a lighter in the other, making sure the flames stay high and the attention never wavers.
for the first time this season, the Chicago Bravado actually beat a team with a winning record. According to Angel Reese, this one win, this one victory in the middle of July, it makes the Chicago Bravado the best young team in the WNBA.
If we're playing the stop talking about her game, someone should probably explain why she keeps dropping fresh content every 48 hours, seemingly served on a silver platter. Say less? She's the one who keeps talking more. More posts, more headlines, more drama, and then acts surprised when everyone's still discussing it all. It's like throwing a pie in someone's face and then gasping when they react. What did she think was going to happen? Now let's talk about that ego. Oh, that ego. So enormous it needs its own locker in the locker room. That's not confidence. It's delusion served with extra sauce. Meanwhile, across the court, Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are quietly building a rookie super team. Both recent Rookies of the Year, on the same squad. That's not just impressive, it's the kind of pairing that should make other franchises hit pause and consider a total rebuild. Yet, somehow, this remarkable fact gets brushed aside because Angel decided it was time for another episode of Look at Me Being Misunderstood. It's a pattern that's hard to ignore, especially when the real story is right in front of everyone.
She makes everyone around her better. She's not shooting that well, but she still is the best player on the floor. She still is the person that sets the pace of the game. She's still white Jesus. Cry harder, Marvin. Cry harder. The shots are going to fall. The shots are going to fall. It's okay. It's okay. You just keep watching like you're watching this show.
Let's take a moment to analyze the situation. On one side, we have two of the league's most promising young stars. One an all-time college scorer, the other a consistent double-double machine. Both representing the Indiana Fever. This isn't just good news, it's a game changer. A sign that the league's future is bright and fierce. In fact, it's almost intimidating for the competition. Think of it like Monopoly. The Fever just bought Boardwalk and Park Place with hotels, while the rest of the league struggles over Baltic Avenue and tries to roll doubles to escape jail. Yet, instead of recognizing this dominance, some focus on petty feuds and misplaced rivalries. The obsession with turning every praise given to Caitlin Clark into an insult aimed at Reese is tiring. It's not a rivalry if one player is still trying to qualify. It's not a true feud if the scoreboards aren't close. When one superstar is breaking records and collecting accolades, and the other is still earning respect through tweets and highlights, it's clear who's leading the charge. And then there are the fans, those shouting "you're just jealous" at anyone questioning Reese's hype, the ones who see stats and immediately accuse critics of bias. Their reactions seem overblown, as if Angel Reese invented basketball and cured boredom. But let's be honest, loud doesn't always mean great. Sometimes quiet confidence speaks volumes more than all the noise. Recognizing talent and skill should be about respect, not rivalry fueled by egos.
So Angel Reese, the most toxic player in all of basketball, is out here slapping clipboards out of her coaching staff's hand because she's so mad her team committed a foul in the crunch after she shot 15 free throws this game. This is the lowest of the low disrespect that you can show to your coaching staff. She's trying to get y'all locked in, worried about the next play, and you so toxic with your terrible, awful attitude that you slap the clipboard out of her hand.
Here's what they rarely discuss. Consistency. Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston show up night after night. They don't just talk about greatness, they deliver. Whether it's through clutch plays, steady performances, or making opponents pay, their power lies in letting their stats speak for themselves. Meanwhile, Reese seems to rely on podcast quotes and sideline theatrics to manifest her greatness. Performance isn't just a vibe, it's on the stat sheet, and those numbers don't lie. Ironically, Reese's fans complain about Clark getting too much media attention, yet they repost every mention of Reese like it's the Declaration of Independence. Every side-eye glance, every misunderstood comment becomes a meme, a TikTok clip, a battle cry. But as soon as someone else gets the spotlight for actually winning, suddenly it's a media conspiracy. Real greatness is about consistency, and the numbers never lie. Look, No one's saying Angel Reese isn't talented. She is. But talent alone doesn't carry a franchise. Just ask the dozens of next big things who fizzled out faster than a flat soda. You need awareness. You need leadership. And maybe, just maybe, a dash of humility. That's what makes Boston and Clark dangerous. They've got the skills and the awareness to back it up. And the crazy part? They're not even in their prime yet. They're just getting warmed up. They haven't even hit that dominate the league for a decade phase. This is still pre-season for the empire they're building. And yet somehow, the headlines keep getting hijacked by vibes and vague shade.
Phenomenal game. But the best young core in the WNBA resides in Indiana, dear. The best young core in the WNBA resides in Indiana. Okay, it's not in Chicago. Love the confidence. Love the confidence. Not mad at the trash talking at all. But the best young core in the WNBA resides in Indiana. They played today. They played today. They also beat you when they played you. Put on a phenomenal display.
Imagine being so consumed by someone else's success that you convince yourself you're the victim. Watching your peers thrive, then claiming the real issue is attention being directed elsewhere? At some point, you have to realize that being the loudest in the room doesn't make you the leader. It just makes you the echo nobody asked for. And let's not forget the scoreboard. Not the one on TikTok, but the real game stats that actually matter. The Fever are starting to find their rhythm, with Boston anchoring the paint like it's her living room and Clark finally getting screens that don't dissolve on contact. Progress, chemistry, leadership. These are the qualities that don't trend as easily as drama, but they matter infinitely more in the long run. So no, we're not going to stop talking about it. As long as someone keeps throwing shade and flexing as if the WNBA is her solo project, people will keep talking. That's just how it works. You can't toss glitter in the air and act surprised when people notice the sparkle. This isn't just about one player. It's about what actually wins in the league. Growth, maturity, teamwork. The very things Reese pretends don't matter when she's busy crafting her next "they hate me" storyline. But in the end, all that noise gets drowned out by wins. Right now, the Fever have the most exciting young core in basketball. And that's not drama. That's pure, undeniable fact.
What's up, y'all? I just want to talk about this chick, Angel Reese, for a second. She has been all over my timeline, over my Twitter, or X, Instagram, TikTok. She's always pushing people and this and that. She's always in controversy. So let me address this situation real quick. How is she a professional athlete? Like, can we step back for a second and just analyze this situation? How in the world is this chick a professional athlete? She is, out of all the clips that I've seen, she is the worst basketball player I've ever seen.
And now we've reached the favorite chapter in the Delusion Handbook, the cherry-picked stat parade. You know the drill. Take the smallest sample size possible, slap a glitter filter on it, and yell, "See? She's elite." Like nobody owns a calculator. We're talking 8 games here. 8 out of 53. That's not momentum, that's a cameo. That's like bragging about getting a participation trophy in a game you barely showed up to. Meanwhile, Clark's having what they call a shooting slump, which, by the way, looks like 16.6 points per game on a team that acts allergic to offensive schemes. She's fighting double teams, illegal screens, and the occasional teammate mistaking her for a referee, and she's still nearly matching Reese's career-best scoring streak. Let's be honest, 17.5 points per game isn't bad, but it's not exactly torching the league either. Especially when we're treating it like it's some sort of divine revelation, as though the scoreboard just cracked open and delivered tablets from Mount WNBA. It's decent, sure, but can we stop pretending it's MVP material? The bar's not just low, it's underground, doing push-ups in a bomb shelter. The moment Reese strings together a few solid games, the hype train leaves the station like it's heading to the Hall of Fame.
This is a complete, utter disgrace to the game of basketball. Y'all put one of the worst basketball players we've ever seen in history on the front cover of a video game because y'all feel so sorry for her, and it's nothing but a pity party for Angel Reese. Every sports video game, there's been absolute ballers on the front cover, whether that's basketball, football, baseball, hockey, whatever it is. And y'all put this girl over 30, 40, 50 more deserving players in the league because y'all feel sorry for her.
You'd think she just broke a record, cured athlete's foot, and rebuilt the Chicago sky from scratch with her bare hands. But no, it's just a stretch of above-average games, celebrated like she just reversed the Titanic. We're applauding competence like it's never been done before. The crowd goes wild because she didn't foul out or throw an elbow in the third quarter. Yay? Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, in the middle of the worst stretch of her shooting life, is still casually sitting in the same scoring neighborhood. That's not a slump. That's what happens when your worst is still better than most players' best. Weak. The WNBA changed the rules of engagement just to slow her down. And yet, here she is, matching Reese's career highs while carrying a team that forgot how to box out. But the Reese camp? Oh, they're out here hosting parades for those 17.5 points. 8 games? She's arrived. She's ascending. Never mind that there were 45 other games that looked like a roller coaster strapped to a blindfolded squirrel. Those don't count. Let's just talk about July. Only July exists. All hail July. This is what happens when expectations are practically non-existent. The narrative around Reese is basically, she improved. From what, you ask? Don't worry about it. That's the level of PR spin we're dealing with. Improvement is not dominance. Growth is not greatness. Everyone's acting like she turned water into Gatorade when really, she just hit a few mid-range shots and didn't get benched. The fever dream isn't in Indiana, it's in the group chats of Reese defenders.
She is the worst basketball player I've ever seen, and that's not an exaggeration. I wish I was lying because I feel bad for her, for how bad she is, but she is so bad at basketball. Yet she wants to be compared to Caitlin Clark and all these great WNBA players. She's not even close. There's middle schoolers that can beat her. It is so... Like, what do y'all agree with me? Because I hope I'm not the only one. She is just not a good basketball player, and she needs to keep her mouth shut.
And it's not just that expectations are low. They're deliberately set that way, so every minor improvement feels like a major milestone. They'll say, she's finding her rhythm, as if she hasn't already had over 50 games to do just that. She's not a rookie. This isn't a trial run. She's been in the league enough to know where the rim is without a GPS. Still, every time she makes a simple layup, some people act like she's building a statue. But this isn't real progress. It's PR spin. The true difference is clear. Progress is about performance, growth, and pushing limits over time. PR, on the other hand, screams, "Look how great she is," without regard for actual consistency. Clark's bad games still outperform Reese's great ones, and that irritates some fans. Because they know the hype machine is running on fumes, fueled by highlight clips from games most haven't watched. Let's pause and think. Reese fans are using a short hot streak to rewrite her entire resume. 8 games? That's less than a Netflix season. Meanwhile, Clark's season is more like a full anthology. She logs major minutes, leads, assists, gets banged up, and still posts better numbers than Reese in her so-called glow-up. It's about sustained effort, consistency, and real impact. Things that can't be faked with a highlight reel.
It went to the middle of the backboard and went to the left side. She grabbed the rebound, shot it back on the other side. Grabbed the rebound again, shot it back in the middle. She had 5 rebounds in a 30-second span and scored no points.
Nuts.
I don't want to hear nothing. When you go 4 for 16 and you taking point-blank range shots, you're not very good. You're not very good.
The reason this looks like a celebration is because the starting point was rock bottom. When you expect mediocrity, anything slightly better feels miraculous. It's like giving a standing ovation for someone remembering to use a turn signal. Oh look, She finally passed out of the double team. She's evolving. No, that's the bare minimum. That's expected. We've just set the bar so low that jumping over it feels like a gold medal event. You'd think the WNBA's marketing team was secretly writing these takes. The rising star narrative only works if you ignore the entire context. Reese isn't carrying her team. She isn't lifting everyone around her. Clark lives under a microscope. Reese gets a megaphone. Clark scores 20 and it's not efficient. Reese scores 15 and it's queen behavior. Clark hits 5 threes and it's could have had more assists. Reese grabs rebounds and it's she's the future of basketball. One is judged like a seasoned vet, the other's judged like an intern who found the stapler.
How record labels pay radio stations to keep playing the same trash songs over and over again, hoping that the masses will eventually like it. This is exactly what it is with Angel Reese. These people are paid to keep force glazing her. That's why these announcers in the game force glaze her. That's why the media does shit like this, gives her McDonald's deals. ESPN does what they do. She gets Sportswoman of the Year because they feel so sorry that the world hates Angel Reese, man.
And that's the funny part. Reese's fans keep comparing the two as if we're in a tight race, but it's nowhere close. The scoreboard doesn't lie, and the stats tell the real story. The film? That's the ultimate judge. It shows who spaces the floor, moves without the ball, and commands attention even when shots aren't falling. Clark constantly puts defenders on their heels. She's a real threat on the court. Reese, on the other hand, is still figuring out how to play through the pressure and stay composed. So let's not rush to crown anyone just yet. Let's hold off on the celebration. If 8 games are enough to ignite a fan frenzy, maybe the hype was never genuine. Perhaps it's just noise, a fleeting trend. And maybe, just maybe, people are finally seeing who's truly built for this game and who's just trying to ride the wave. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.